I'm Steve with Eagle Creek Farms, and we've been in a horrible drought. Here it is, July the 3rd, I think it is, and I've got a really nice row of blackberries here, and boy, are they getting hit hard by the drought. But they are starting to ripen, and they're really good. Unfortunately, my wife mentioned this the other day. I come down through here 4 times a day. I come down this side in the morning going to do my chores, which involves feeding chickens and cows and milking, and I eat a bunch of blackberries. And then when I come home from the morning from doing my chores, I walk up the other side and I eat a bunch. So I probably got 10 or 20 blackberries a day, and she says, and I've not got a single one, so I'm gonna have to quit doing that and pick her some. I mowed the grass the other day, and kind of didn't really need it a whole lot. As you can see, it's burnt up pretty bad, but anyway, I mowed around the hives here and around the outside of the garden, and certainly up around the house and the orchard, which you can see. But usually what I recommend doing, and I've talked to some people about this, is I say what you should do about every time that you mow the yard, start your emergency generators. And I do that usually. Sometimes I don't, but it's a good idea. Mowing the yard comes on a kind of a continued basis, and I go in the barn and start my little 3500 watt generator, and of course I have an emergency standby generator on the house, and we're off grid here, so once in a while it starts and gets ran. But one thing that I didn't do last time is I didn't start my EMP vehicle, and this is kind of something I would recommend that everybody do. I bought this for a little over $1,000, and it was an old rural route fire truck, and it had a big stainless steel water tank on here, and they wouldn't sell that with it when I bought it. They took that off, and I found a $175 grain bed here in the country that a guy had up for sale, and I bought it, which I stuck it on here, and what it does, it turns this vehicle into something that's really useful. That's a nice bed to carry anything that you might need, whether you're using it to bug out or move on or haul hay or firewood later in the year. But what I want to do today is kind of step inside here, and well, and a couple of things here. Just for EMP protection, I've got a big switch right here on the console, and my batteries and everything runs to that switch, and it will do nothing if that switch is turned off, because that's the battery cable in right there. So anyway, I turn that on. Oh, and by the way, getting one of these vehicles like this, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not, but that's 19,320 miles. And my friends, that's original. It's been punched up a little bit here on the dash. There's things like overhead emergency lights, flashing lights, water pump, fuel, what is this? Oh, electric fuel pump. It's got a manual fuel pump on it, but they had installed an electric fuel pump too. Other than that, kind of ratty, you know, it's been around, but all manual. Nothing hard to understand about this. Got a throttle cable here you pull out, and you can set the throttle or choke, and there's the fan for the heat. I definitely won't use that today, but I'm going to pull that choke button out, and just to give you, I'm praying that this starts. Here, the electric fuel pump running. I guess I should have let it run for a little while. That'll pump up and stop here in a minute. I'm going to turn the choke off because I think it was over. And here she goes. She's pretty substantial, nothing really too wrong with it. It's got a little 6-cylinder engine in it. Got a 4-speed transmission with overdrive, so it's got 8 forward gears actually and 2 reverse. Emergency brake handle, and it runs like a top. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know. Oop, died on me. That's not supposed to do that. I think my battery's a little low. Yeah, let's try a choke again. Anyway, it's been sitting here for almost a month. Anyway, that's about all I ever do. I just start it up and let it run, turn it off, and as long as it'll do that, I don't move it around too much. But I've got a little deal here. I'll have to check on it because it shouldn't be low. That battery didn't sound too whippy. But here's a little Harbor Freight 12-volt battery charger. It had a little, dropped my phone. It had a little cable on it that you were supposed to plug into a cigarette lighter and put it on the dashboard of your car to keep your car charged. I cut it off, put some battery clips on it. I'm not going to open the door because I got it balanced there. But with that solar on there, that little solar panel, my battery stays pretty well charged. Well, that's something else. You know, people talk about, well, how well are you prepared for food and whatever. You know, I've got 14 head of cows here. They're all milk cows. But